While David was talking with his brothers, the Philistine champion fighter came out from the Philistine army. This was Goliath, the Philistine from Gath. Goliath shouted things against Israel, as usual. David heard what he said. The Israelite soldiers saw Goliath and ran away. They were all afraid of him. One of the Israelite men said, "Did you see that man? Look at him. He comes out each day and makes fun of Israel. Whoever kills him will get rich. King Saul will give him a lot of money. Saul will also let his daughter marry the man who kills Goliath. He will also make that man's family free from taxes in Israel." David asked the men standing near him, "What did he say? What is the reward for killing this Philistine and taking away this shame from Israel? Who is this Goliath anyway? He is only some foreigner, nothing but a Philistine. Why does he think he can speak against the army of the living God?" So the Israelite told David about the reward for killing Goliath. David's oldest brother, Eliab, heard David talking with the soldiers and became angry. Eliab asked David, "Why did you come here? Who do you leave those few sheep with in the desert? I know why you came down here. You didn't want to do what you were told to do. You just wanted to come down here to watch the battle." David said, "What did I do now? I didn't do anything wrong. I was only talking." He turned to some other people and asked them the same questions. They gave him the same answers as before. Some men heard David talking. They took David to Saul and told him what David had said. David said to Paul, "People shouldn't let Goliath discourage them. I am your servant. I will go fight this Philistine." Saul answered, "You can't go out and fight against the Philistine. You're not even a soldier. Goliath has been fighting in wars since he was a boy." But David said to Saul, "There were times when I was taking care of my father's sheep, that wild animals came to take some sheep from the flock. Once there was a lion and another time a bear. I chased that wild animal, attacked it, and took the sheep from its mouth. The wild animal jumped on me, but I caught it by the fur under its mouth, and I hid it and killed it. I killed both a lion and a bear like that, and I will kill that foreigner Goliath, just like them. Goliath will die because he made fun of the army of the living YAHWEH. The Lord saved me from the lion and the bear. He will also save me from this Philistine." Saul said to David, "Go, and may YAHWEH be with you." Saul put his own clothes on David. He put a bronze helmet on David's head and armor on his body. David put on the sword and tried to walk around. He tried to wear Saul's uniform, but David was not used to all those heavy things. David said to Saul, "I can't fight in these things. I'm not used to them." So David took them all off. He took his walking stick in his hand and went to find 5 smooth stones from the stream. He put the 5 stones in his shepherd's bag and held his sling in his hand. Then he went out to meet the Philistine. The Philistines slowly walked closer and closer to David. Goliath's helper walked in front of him, carrying a large shield. Goliath looked at David with disgust. He saw that David was only a handsome, healthy boy. Goliath said to David, "What is that stick for? Did you come to chase me away like a dog?" Then Goliath used the names of his gods to say curses against David. He said to David, "Come here and I'll feed your body to the birds and wild animals." David said to the Philistine, "You come to me using sword, spear and javelin, but I come to you in the name of YAHWEH, all-powerful, the YAHWEH of the armies of Israel. You have said bad things about him. Today YAHWEH will let me defeat you. I will kill you. I will cut off your head and feed your body to the birds and wild animals. And we will do the same thing to all the other Philistines too. Then all the world will know there is a God in Israel. All the people gathered here will know that YAHWEH doesn't need swords or spears to save people. The battle belongs to YAHWEH, and he will help us defeat all of you." Goliath, the Philistine, started to attack David. He slowly walked closer and closer toward David. But David ran out to meet Goliath. David took out a stone from his bag. He put it in his sling and swung the sling. The stone flew from the sling and hit Goliath right between the eyes. The stone sank deep into his head, and Goliath fell to the ground, face down. So David defeated the Philistine with only a sling and one stone. He hit the Philistine and killed him. David didn't have a sword, so he ran and stood beside the Philistine. Then David took Goliath's own sword out of its sheath and used it to cut off his head. That is how David killed the Philistine. And that is the end of the Bible reading of the battle between David and Goliath. Thank you for listening.